Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. My guest today is the ever charming, ever non-interruptive, exceedingly polite, will always allow you to finish your answer, the charming, a very dear friend of mine, Karan Thapar. Karan, welcome to Devil's Advocate.
Thank you for those wonderful lies that you just told about me.
But these lies are true. Now, I've been told, and not that it's specific information privy only to me, that Pakistan always has two high commissioners at the same time in Delhi. One is the guy who floats in and out of Islamabad, and one is you. What is this love affair that you've had with Pakistan? Why is it that every Pakistani high commissioner relies on you for everything that must happen in Delhi?
Well, the first part of that answer is that I am reasonably fond of that country. My parents were born there in the days when it was part of India. I don't share the prejudice that my countrymen in some quarters do, and I certainly don't have any prejudice for Muslims. I'm open as a journalist ought to be. I enjoy going there, enjoy understanding them. Many Pakistanis who are in power, including Benazir when she was alive, her husband today, who is still president, are friends of mine. But the Pakistan High Commissioner doesn't depend on me. If he did, I think he'd have a very unsuccessful time here because, as you know, most Indian politicians and quite a few Indian bureaucrats don't get on with me. So that is proof that he doesn't depend on me because he'd fail.
No, but why don't they get along with you? You're such a charmer. Every politician must love you. You allow them to finish interviews. A couple of them walk out. But, you know, basically it's all hunky-dory. You've had excellent relationships with Advani. Advani mentions you in his book. By the way, he also says that you were the one who created the mediation between Ashraf Qazi and him. So in a way, you did, in a manner of speaking, something more honorable than what people are being blamed for today.
Well, let me tell you that story because it all happened in the roughly 18-month period that led up to Agra. Ashraf Qazi was here. He was keen to get to meet Indian ministers so that he could understand them and try and push the Indo-Pakistan dialogue further. I happened to know George Fernandez, so I introduced Ashraf to George, and they met and they spoke a couple of times. After that, George said, I think you need to take Ashraf to Advani Sahib. And he asked me to do it. He set up the first meeting. Karan was effectively the chauffeur. And for the next 18 months, roughly some 32, 33 times, I would drive Ashraf late at night to Mr. Advani's home, deliver him there. And in those days, Mr. Advani lived in Pandara Park. And I would then go off in the car and park it under a light in Khan Market.
But how different was that from what we are seeing today? Today, some people are being blamed for, helping people come into cabinet. I mean, today, we take names of editors, journalists saying, oh, wow, they influenced the cabinet formation. You in many ways influenced cross-border talks. You in some ways influenced the relationship between India and Pakistan.
No, I didn't influence cross-border talks. All I did was to arrange for Ashraf Qazi, the Pakistan High Commissioner, to meet George Fernandez, and then when George Fernandez arranged for him to meet Mr. Advani, I acted as chauffeur. So that, and I've written about this, by the way. This is not a new story.
Absolutely.
I wrote about it in Sunday Sentiments just after Mr. Advani mentioned it in his book, right through and until Mr. Advani mentioned it in his book.